Hello my YouTube Patriots, this is another episode of the Disabled Vet's Perspective. My name is Alex, and today we are going to talk about racketeering. The reason we're going to talk about racketeering is because I have evidence of a government organized group that is involved in racketeering, and that organized group is the Federal Elections Commission. It's a pretty good racket, and racketeering is an organized crime and a way to earn illegal money on a regular basis. Repeated, continuous operation. That is what I got from Wikipedia, and it falls right in line with the FEC. The Federal Elections Commission was established in 1974 by an act of Congress. Go figure. An act of Congress. The entire Congress is a group of racketeering artists. It was established in 1974. It has approximately 339 people, and that was back in 2006. I've noticed they don't have any updates, so I imagine after the Obama nation got a hold of it, we're probably up to 500,000 employees by now. Their annual budget is $79,100,000. Well, I got a couple of examples here on how I know that they are a racketeering outfit. They had a situation where the Obama administration made $1.8 million in illegal campaign donations. Well, for their troubles, they were fined $375,000 by the FEC. So the FEC got their little piece, and 1.45 million or so got to stay in the campaign and the DNC for the Obama administration. And the $375,000 was actually a record for the FEC fines, so that means they're making better income right now. As another example, in 1988, Bob Dole, he ran for president. I guess you guys probably need to look back and remember that. He was fined a whopping $120,000 for a $588,000 campaign. And he got fined $120,000 for a $1.4 million campaign donation. So he got to keep something in the range of $588,000 for his troubles. So again, the FEC got their piece, and the campaign got to keep the rest of it. As another example, 1984, Vice President Walter Mondale. At the time, in 1984, the largest fine ever was $68,000, and he was fined for illegal campaign funds. The interesting thing about this is that the $79,100,000 annually in their budget is used for their investigations, which they can spend as much as $800,000 over 5 years in Bob Dole's case to come up with a fine of $120,000. So they're making money for their employees, and then they're making bonuses by fining these administrations, these campaigns. The most recent example I want to bring up is Mr. Jeb Bush. Well, he was a wonderful one for Florida, and about the only county he seemed to work for was Dade County. He was just fined $890,000, but he received foreign campaign money in a total of $1.3 million. So, for giving the FEC their little cut of $890,000, he gets to keep just shy of $400,000 in his super PAC. The fines for Jeb Bush actually break down in this APIC. That's, I guess, one of his PACs, and it was fined $550,000. The other one is a Right to Rise, $390,000. I do plan on looking up those two super PACs, because Right to Rise also sounds suspiciously like something that George Soros would have his little fingernails clawing into. But anyway, I wanted to bring this one up. I wanted to expose probably the most legal racketeering that our government does, although I think they've figured out ways to write laws so that all of their racketeering becomes legal. And, this is just one example. I don't want to make the videos too long because I don't want to bore the crap out of people, but it's worth looking into some of this stuff. Jump on there and look up the FEC. The new chair people have just been elected for it, and that's Ellen L. Whiterob. She's the new chairperson from 2019. She was put in there. And then Matthew S. Peterson, vice chair, and that was my dog. He was just put in there for 2019. But there's what I've been getting at with this is that this is another example of a bloated entity within our government. If you get caught doing illegal campaign finances, then you shouldn't be fined. You should be indicted. And then, if you can't do stuff legally to get yourself into office, then you should be allowed to go to prison. And, this protects all these people that do the illegal activity by our lovely Congress. And, it's like the IRS. It needs to go. The IRS and the Federal Reserve, nothing federal about the reserve and nothing in the reserves, I assure you, they're all bloated industries, and the Federal Reserve and the IRS are part of an amendment that was never ratified by the states, and most people don't know that. They are actually null and void. The whole program needs to have a complete reset. And I encourage you to look this stuff up. And for now, I'm going to make this one end about here, and I'm going to look into these super PACs with old Jeb Bush. I want to see what's going on with that, and I'll let you know when I find out. If you like what I have to say, make sure you like my posts, and if you want to become a subscriber, I'd love to have you. And I just got a new subscriber last night, and I want to just give a quick shout out to Tara. I appreciate you being here. We're starting from the bottom here. I'm brand new to this, so I appreciate you being on board. Marshall, of course, I always love you, brother. And my favorite Twisted Twinkie, I know you're out there, so if you guys want to subscribe, hit the little bell, make sure you do that so you get the notifications when I come on here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. You all stay in the fight.